Are you someone considering moving out of the state of California? Now, we're all accustomed to the great sunshine, but we are finding that prices are driving a lot of people out of California, whether it's inflation, housing costs, or just general costs in general. Now, we could sprinkle in some politics and things of that sort, but I don't want to get into that. If you are, this will be a great video for you to see a checklist of some things that you should consider when making a move out of state. So stick around and check it out. Now, if you're one of those ones that are to that point where you are just ready to leave California, you may be fed up with some certain thing and it makes you want to leave this state. Now, I'm not blaming you and I'm not going to try and make you stay, but here are some things in order to help you with the move that you may not have considered moving over out of state because once you leave, it's really hard to get back in. All right, so number one thing to consider, if you have a job currently, you want to also reach out to your job and make sure that if they have some sort of relocation assistance, or if they help, even if they have maybe a job offering in that state that you are moving to. So another good thing to look into, and we probably will look at this anyways because our kids are our main driver in a lot of our decisions, is research the schools to a degree where you're finding out if they are good schools. Are you going to go public? Are you going to go private? What's in the neighborhood? How far is it from the house that you're going to purchase? Those type of things you're going to want to find out. Maybe if you do a visit, go out to the schools, interview the principal, interview some of the teachers, and find out what is going on in that area. All right, so another thing to consider, number 3 thing, is check out the crime rate in that area. You can go to a lot of websites and just Google, if you're going to Tennessee or Texas, crime in that city, and you can find out a lot of information about the crime rates and what is going on in that city you're planning on moving to. All right, so another thing that we're gonna want to consider is we're gonna research the neighborhoods. Now, this is obviously a big deal. You moving into a brand new neighborhood, you're not knowing what's going on in that neighborhood, but utilize the internet. There are many different sites that you can use in order to research the neighborhood. You can also go on Google Earth, see what's around there, maybe map out some of the destinations, the grocery stores, and the things that you're going to be going to on a daily basis so that you know what is in your realm and what is in your neighborhood and how far away these things are in order for you to set up your. All right, so as I mentioned earlier about mapping things out, you're going to want to know how you're going to be getting around. So in different times of the day, there's going to be different traffics and things like that. So utilize your resources. You can use walkscore.com, and that ranks cities on how walkable they are, or just simply use your Google Maps or your map on your phone in different times of the day. Map out your work and your schools and all that things so you know what your travel times will be and how congested that city is. All right, so if you are moving, you probably have a job lined up, so I probably do not need to remind you of that. But if you do not, a job is obviously a necessity. You're going to need the funds in order to keep living out in that area. So do your research on your jobs and what they offer and how much they pay and things of that sort so you can budget out your life. So you're also going to have to find housing, whether that is a apartment in terms so that you can do a transition, or if you are moving out to some of these states, they're getting a lot of flood from us here in California. So you're going to want to prep maybe 6 months ahead because the market is crazy out there with the overflow of not only their market, but our California market going out there. Now, if you do have professional licenses, are you a teacher, are you a nurse, are you a realtor, are you a doctor, you're gonna have to see how those professional licenses transfer. Now, you may have to do some extra schooling or some of that sort. From what I hear is many of the licenses are really good in California that transfer out. But if you're ever planning on coming back in, it's really hard to get back in from different states because it seems like their guidelines potentially are a little bit looser. All right, so now it comes down to the money. Number 10, What is the budget for your living costs? Is it different than what you're doing right now? So you're going to want to get out a pen and paper. There are many resources online where you can set up budgets and spreadsheets. So make sure that you get your money right and budget for your move. All right, so another thing to keep in mind, if you are donating, keep all your receipts because those are tax deductible. So you can use those and deduct from your taxes to save money on your taxes. All right, so you're gonna wanna also create lists. Lists have a great way of checking things off. So all the things that you need to do, create a little booklet and write all the things you need to do. And as you complete them, check those babies off. As we know, nothing ever goes perfect. So make sure that you set aside an emergency fund, a couple $1,000s, a couple $100s, whatever you can afford in your personal budget. Just set aside some money because things go wrong, things break. You may not have everything lined up, so make sure that you have that extra budget set aside. All right, so when you are picking a moving company, make sure you pick a reputable moving company. These people are moving all your personal items, so you do not want anything to break, you don't want anything to get stolen. So make sure that you do your research and find out some good reviews or get a referral on a great moving company. All right, so another thing to consider and keep in mind is if you have anything of value that you do not want to get stolen or lost during the move, keep those in your possession. If you are driving your personal car out to your new state that you're gonna be moving in, keep all your personal documents, keep all of your high value items. If you have grandma's old ring, definitely keep that with you if you do not want that to get lost. All right, so you are definitely gonna wanna be mindful. If you have any prescriptions or any of that sort of stuff, you're gonna wanna get those early so that in transition, you do not run out of your prescriptions, your pills, your vitamins, whatever those things are. Make sure you get those early and set up your new doctor before you move so that you have everything set up in the new state so there's a very smooth transition. All right, so you're gonna also wanna make sure that you forward all your mail. So I would do that a few days before you move. You do not wanna do it too early, but you also do not wanna do it too late. You wanna make sure things get on time. So go to the USPS, you can do that online and forward your addresses for all of your mail. And then you're also gonna wanna update all your subscriptions. Now, if you order magazines or meal boxes or whatever comes to your house, you're gonna wanna update all that stuff. You're gonna also have to update Amazon shipments and things of that sort. So as soon as you can do that, the easier, and it'll make things a lot smoother and get things off of your plate. And the last thing to consider is how does moving out of state affect your benefits, whether that is Social Security, whether that is child support, whether that is if you're getting unemployment benefits, how does that affect your benefits? So make sure that you do your research and you obviously have online to do so. So I hope these things have helped you. If you are planning on moving out of state, these are things to consider to make the move a lot smoother. We know that you're leaving. We know that many people are taking off out of this beautiful sunshine that we live in. But to be completely honest, it is very expensive to live in California, and that's just really what it is. So I don't blame you for leaving. I hope you enjoy your move. And if you do need help moving out of state, we are happy to help. We have resources all throughout California in order to help you move with the real estate, with movers, with anybody that needs to fix your house, lawn care, painters, plumbers, roofers, any of that type of stuff. So definitely reach out for a resource. And as always, have the best day of life, and adios.